Hi, this is a continuation of the 50 miracle principles in chapter 1 of A Course in Miracles, in the text of A Course in Miracles. So I'm going to continue with number 31. Miracles should inspire gratitude, not awe. You should thank God for what you really are. The children of God are holy, and the miracle honors their holiness, which can be hidden but never lost. 32. I inspire all miracles, which are really intercessions. This is Jesus speaking. They intercede for your holiness and make your perceptions holy. By placing you beyond the physical laws, they raise you into the sphere of celestial order. In this order, you are perfect. 33. Miracles honor you because you are lovable. They dispel illusions about yourself and perceive the light in you. They thus atone for your errors by freeing you from your nightmares. By releasing your mind from the imprisonment of your illusions, they restore your sanity. 34. Miracles restore the mind to its fullness. By atoning for lack, they establish perfect protection. The Spirit's strength leaves no room for intrusions. 35. Miracles are expressions of love, but they may not always have observable effects. 36. Miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. 37. A miracle is a correction introduced into false thinking by me. It acts as a catalyst, breaking up erroneous perception and reorganizing it properly. This places you under the atonement principle, where perception is healed. Until this has occurred, knowledge of the divine order is impossible. 38. The Holy Spirit is the mechanism of miracles. He recognizes both God's creations and your illusions. He separates the true from the false by his ability to perceive totally rather than selectively. 39. The miracle dissolves error because the Holy Spirit identifies error as false or unreal. This is the same as saying that by perceiving light, darkness automatically disappears. 40. The miracle acknowledges everyone as your brother and mine. It is a way of perceiving the universal mark of God. 41. Wholeness is the perceptual content of miracles. They thus correct or atone for the faulty perception of lack. 42. A major contribution of miracles is their strength in releasing you from your false sense of isolation, deprivation, and lack. 43. Miracles arise from a miraculous state of mind or a state of miracle readiness. 44. The miracle is an expression of an inner awareness of Christ and the acceptance of his atonement. 45. A miracle is never lost. It may touch many people you have not even met and produce undreamed of changes in situations of which you are not even aware. 46. The Holy Spirit is the highest communication medium. Miracles do not involve this type of communication because they are temporary communication devices. When you return to your original form of communication with God by direct revelation, the need for miracles is over. 47. The miracle is a learning device that lessens the need for time. It establishes an out-of-pattern time interval, not under the usual laws of time. In this sense, it is timeless. 48. The miracle is the only device at your immediate disposal for controlling time. Only revelation transcends it, having nothing to do with time at all. 49. The miracle makes no distinction among degrees of misperception. It is a device for perception correction, effective quite apart from either the degree or the direction of the error. This is its true indiscriminateness. 50. The miracle compares what you have made with creation, accepting what is in accord with it as true and rejecting what is out of accord as false. So that's the 50 miracle principles. we can maybe just talk about number one for a brief moment. But before I do that, I just want to mention that this version of the course was put out by the Foundation for Inner Peace. And Ken Wapnick has quite a bit of books and audios, and this is actually largely his, originally this came through Helen and Bill, but Ken had a lot to do with editing the course over the years, but not in the way that many people who don't agree with him think that he edited it. I really believe and trust that he only edited it according to how Helen and Bill wanted it, mainly Helen. That's my perspective. Everyone is welcome to their own perspectives and opinions. But I really feel that learning from Ken would be a very good decision, because he really had an incredible grasp of the material, and he really was very disciplined, clearly, and really studied it and practiced it and lived his life by it. Otherwise, I don't think he could have written and done all that he did. Maybe we can just, and I'm going to return to this in other videos too, that talking about Ken, and I will just say also that I have found personally his understanding of the course to be so helpful. And I also want to mention one other thing, which is if you want to talk about like where the paths diverge in how people understand the course, you could say that there are those who read the course more literally, and there are those who read the course less literally and understand it to be very poetic, actually, and metaphorical, symbolic. It seems to be saying one thing on the surface, and yet it's pointing to something even deeper than the words. And I think that is really what Ken was attempting to bring to light. That it's not the notes, it's not the words, it's not the form, it's the content, it's the spaces between the notes, it's the silence beyond the words that is really essential, and it is the reading between the lines, even, so to speak, that will bring you home. It will get or give you the deeper inner message of A Course in Miracles. We'll talk more about that as we go along. Anyway, number one says, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. And again, this will be an ongoing theme in the course, and we will talk about it again. But no order of difficulty means that essentially this is not the final word on this, but that forgiveness applies to everyone and everything. As long as you are holding some unforgiveness towards one thing or another because it seems unforgivable, it's too big to forgive, then you are still missing it. You're missing the point of what this is saying. And again, we'll talk about that more as things go on. And I also want to just say that if anything, I'm pointing towards reading the course and really studying and practicing it, and also I'm pointing towards those who really were there from the beginning, like Ken, and really studied it, practiced it, dedicated their life to it. And I'm not going to say that I have the final take on it at all. More, I'm just pointing toward actually taking it seriously, if anything, and then not taking it seriously. But that's a whole other thing that we'll talk about. Not taking the Course too seriously, not making it an idol, not making it something that you need to jump up on the rooftops and shout out to the world, but taking at least the being open to the more basic message of it, which is learning the way of forgiveness as presented in the Course. Thank you for listening. See you next time. We'll start reading the next part.